it's Natasha again, coming back to do another video. I hope that you guys are doing well. I am again getting ready for work. I've already got my base down. I tried the new Born This Way concealer under my eyes. I think it looks pretty good. I was worried at first because it was hugging my little age marks under my eyes, but it looks to be smoothed out pretty well. Today, I would like to bring up the topic, something that's been on my mind, which is imposter syndrome. This one has been definitely a doozy for me, especially as I grow and advance in my career. Um, and I don't know, some of you may have already heard of imposter syndrome, knows what that means. It's really this sense of no matter how much you accomplish, feeling like the recognition that you get, you're not deserving of it. So feeling like you have the secret, that people are going to find out that you're not as good as what they think you are. So I struggle with that sometimes, really trying to say, okay, even as I advance in my education and my career and I continue to grow, just feeling so awkward and weird whenever I get praise for those accomplishments that I'm striving for, which for some people can be pretty strange. It's like, oh, you're working really hard to get all this stuff done, but when you actually accomplish it and people see that you accomplish it, you feel like you haven't done enough to deserve that recognition. So it's a very interesting experience to go through, and just being kind of bashful or feeling um, like, oh, did they pick the right person? I recently started a new position, full-time private practice, and just to come in as a licensed professional, and I felt so awkward when I got my own office, and not everyone at the practice has their own office. So I'm like, did they make a mistake? Was someone else going to be mad at me because maybe they deserved it more? So I get caught in those moments sometimes where I feel like, this is awkward. And it's really just this internal sense that I don't deserve something good. And I know that I'm not the only one who deals with that. Um, so it's a journey in what I've, even though this is a very recent situation, but one thing that I've kind of done to work through that, or at least try to work through that, is just remind myself that I've worked really hard. And I'm sure some of you can relate, going to school, getting degrees, advancing in your career. Like, we put in a lot of work to get these things, but internally just working on that self-worth and understanding that you deserve what you've worked to get. You deserve to get the recognition, um, the accolades, the success that comes with those sleepless nights, those hard days, those, putting in the extra or going the extra mile. It's okay to celebrate those things. For me, and it's something very new that I've done. I know first video I talked about this transition that I'm going through. So in my living room, I have put all my degrees, all my licenses, certificates on a wall. And it can be, for some people, egotistical. It's like, oh, all we see is you. But for me, as I go throughout my day and I walk around my house, it's an in-your-face reminder. It's like, Natasha, you have worked really hard. You have accomplished a lot. And giving myself the credit for those things, rather than saying, but I'm not here yet, but I haven't accomplished this yet, or I haven't done this yet. It's really stopping, taking a breath and saying, look back at where you came from. Look at those things that you've accomplished. Take time to acknowledge that. Take time to appreciate those things that you've been able to do. And it's not, oh, I'm so great. It's not a cocky thing. It's not an ego thing. It's an honest thing, and saying, you did it. You've accomplished these goals. You've done the work. It's okay to congratulate yourself. And it's okay for other people to recognize that. Sometimes you can celebrate yourself privately, and then when other people recognize it, when other people see it, then you take this back road where some people can say, oh, I'm just being humble. But really, you're discounting everything that you work for. Yeah, it's great that you can see it, but you didn't do all that just for it to be hidden under a rock. You did that so that you can advance, so that you can be a better person, so that you can use those skills that you've obtained in order to give back to other people. I mean, that was my whole point of going to school, going through my master's program, working so hard. It wasn't just for me to have certificates on the wall, it was for me to be able to help other people. So I really hope that as we all, I mean, this is just not for you guys or whoever, or if anybody ever watches this, but this is for me to know that it is okay to celebrate the wins. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to acknowledge your victories and successes. It is okay for you to toot your own horn sometimes. And it's okay for people to see your full journey. So a lot of people have, I mean, I have been through a lot. So looking at those certificates on my wall, not only do I see the certificates, but I remember during my undergrad process, I was going through this, and this. Through my master's program, I went through so much through the process of earning each one of my licenses. Every accomplishment, there is a journey attached to it. So people may see the struggle process, but it's good for them to also see throughout the struggle that you were able to accomplish your goals, so that they know that even though they're struggling, that they can accomplish those things too. So this is a reminder for myself. This is hopefully a reminder for whoever, that it's okay to go through the journey. And a lot of times we don't ask for that journey. We can't choose what that journey looks like, because a lot of things that I've been through, I'm like, yeah, I probably could have done without that. You know, I could have learned some lessons maybe without physically going through all this stuff. And I ask God all the time, I'm like, do I really have to experience everything in order to relate to my clients? I mean, some things I can empathize with without necessarily having to go through myself. But you know, God has other plans. So really saying, okay, God, even in the midst of this journey, even in the midst of these struggles, what can I gain from it? What can I learn from it? And how can I be an example to others that they can do the same? So I really take time when I notice things coming up in myself, because I had to reach out to a friend that was last Friday, when they made the announcement that I would have my own office, and they introduced me to the team as a licensed professional. And it's like, I felt really awkward, and I felt like someone was gonna find me out, like maybe someone else was supposed to be getting recognized like this. And maybe for some people it wasn't even a big deal, but for me, because I'm so new, it just felt like, okay, do I really deserve this? So I did reach out to a friend, and it's important to also reach out to people who love you and support you. And the friend was like, you've worked really hard. You deserve this. You deserve good things. So it's good to have those people in your corner too, to remind you that it is okay to celebrate your wins, that it's okay to recognize your journey, recognize your accomplishments. So even when you need those reminders, to reach out to people who support you, in order to see that it's okay to go through the good times. Bad times are unexpected. We have no control of that. So when we have good times, it's important that we take a moment to celebrate those, to appreciate those, because sometimes, you know, those ebbs and flows don't last too long. So ride the highs and ride the lows. um, because it's all of it is a part of life. So I know that I am not the only person. I even looked up some articles like, okay, let's look into this imposter syndrome. And one thing that I saw is that a lot of times imposter syndrome is connected to perfectionism. And I'm like, no surprise there for me. I am always like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Oh, I accomplished this, but I struggled here and I didn't get a perfect 4.0 and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, the more that you strive for perfection, the more failure that you'll find. No one is perfect. No one. So it's okay to be your personal best. And that is something I have to remind myself is that I'm not going to get it 100% right. And just because I didn't do it 100% right does not mean that I don't deserve the benefit, that I didn't earn the success, that I didn't earn the reward. Even though I stumbled, made some mistakes, I don't know everything, even as a professional. There's still a lot that I need to learn. Even just being in any career, it's an ever learning, ever growing process. And as the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you move up in that role or whatever that you're doing. But when you have this perfectionist mentality, it's and I understand why they say that's attached to imposter syndrome, because you're thinking, I'm a fraud. I didn't do it specifically A, B, C, D. Maybe I went A, C, F, G. You got to the end, right? So, yeah, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit because this is something that is very fresh. This is something that I am encouraging myself on. And after going through that process on Friday, after feeling like I was going to be found out, feeling like I didn't deserve it, getting home, reaching out to a friend, getting home, doing some reading on imposter syndrome, sitting down with my feelings, looking at my wall of accomplishments. When I got back to work on Monday, I felt great. I was able to connect genuinely with my coworkers. I was able to feel proud of the things that I've been able to do. So it was all a good lesson to be learned. It was all something that was important for me to know and recognize, so that as I continue to go forward, I don't hold myself back. So even when you have those uncomfortable lessons, lean into it, so that you can grow from it, so that you can benefit from it and move forward, and that you don't stay stuck there. So I am looking forward to this new journey, looking forward to continuing to grow, and most importantly, looking forward to learning how to live in the moment and stop and smell the roses. I have been constantly on the move, constantly shifting, changing roles, growing, getting promoted, escalating positions. And I just want, at this season of my life, to slow down and appreciate where I've been, appreciate the journey. I like that purple. Appreciate the journey that I have been on thus far. And, you know, take this time to get to know myself better. I talked about this in the last video. I'm really in the season of getting to know Natasha, and I have made up my mind that that is my mission, that that is my goal, to get to know me more. So this is all a part of it. This is all a part of the journey of learning who Natasha is and what Natasha deserves. Because I used to feel like I did not deserve anything good. anything that wasn't attached to pain or hurt or disappointment, I felt like it wasn't mine to have. So knowing that it is okay for me to be happy, knowing that it is safe for me to be happy, and not waiting for that other shoe to drop and reveal that I really didn't deserve it all along, which is a belief that I have held on to for a very long time. And that's just based on the things that I've been through in my life. So it's a journey, and I'm happy to be on it. I'm happy to be learning it now. Happy that I took a leap of faith to really focus on myself. I like that. And this is, I'm probably going to use this every day because this is the only adult palette that I have. Today I used Shookington, Big Wig, and Lithuanian. So pretty simple. I only used 3 colors, but I feel like they are very vibrant. Something I definitely would not have normally done. I'm trying to step outside of my comfort zone. So I like it. Yeah, so as I go on this journey, it is an ever learning and growing process, but I am happy. And that's the first time I can really say that honestly and say, you know what? And things are not perfect in my life. I'm still struggling with different things, dealing with some grief, and that's something I'll talk about in another video. But in the midst of the challenges that I am still dealing with, I can say that I have joy, that I have peace, that I have contentment in kind of what this journey is looking like for me so far. And that's the first time that I can really say that. And it's something that I have worked hard to accomplish, worked hard. And this, I mean, it's a journey. I haven't gotten to the finish line yet, but to at least know that I'm on the track, that I am moving forward towards that, that means everything to me. So I hope that, like I said, as I go through this process, that other people can relate to these experiences that I'm sharing, that other people can gather, encouragement, knowing that they're not alone in the experiences that I'm sharing. And then I am always, always, always open to discussion, feedback, conversation. So any insight that can be provided, I am always open to that as well. I am again putting the Fenty honey powder to brighten a little bit under my eyes and highlight my T-zone. I feel like that Born This Way powder looks, what is it called? Concealer looks pretty good. I was a little worried about my age marks, but it looks pretty good. We'll see how it holds up throughout the day. I don't run marathons through the day. I sit and talk to people, so hopefully won't do too much moving and shifting. The only thing is my smile lines, which I don't mind. I'd rather have smile lines than frown lines. I like it. I have typically during the week, I already feel like I jazz it up on my face. So I don't do any highlight or any contouring. Mainly I just focus on just making sure my complexion is smooth. I brighten up certain spots, and then I primarily just focus on my eyes because that's where the party's at. And I save all that contouring, highlighting for when I'm actually going out and doing something fun. But I do take time. Like I said, I enjoy just sitting here doing my makeup. I have dropped my kids off at school. I don't have to be at work until 10. So this is kind of where I can really process my thoughts, get my life together, for lack of better words. So yeah. I am lining my lips. And this is, I pretty much, with the lips, keep it neutral. Again, because I am going into the office, so I want to keep it as light, as simple as possible. So peachy nude lip is where I go. With that. And for me, I have become the Sephora mini size and samples queen because my skin is so sensitive. I have to really test things out to know if it's something that I'm going to be able to use and invest in a full-sized container. So I do have a lot of minis in order for me to experiment a little bit. I like my lips. I just have to do some moving and shifting, but I like you. Pretty simple, but it has some pop of color. I really like the purple. I was hearing people say, oh, dark skinned girls, which I am. Purple looks really good, and I have to agree. This is my first time ever wearing purple on my eyes, but I enjoy it. So I am finished. I hope that you guys were able to gather something out of this conversation, topic, discussion, and understanding when it comes to imposter syndrome. And even when you're experiencing it, feeling it, you may not know what to call it. But when you are going through things and you feel that sense of, I don't deserve it, feeling that sense of, I don't know everything, maybe someone's gonna find out and take away these things that they have given me. That's that feeling. That's that imposter syndrome. And just taking a breath when you have that feeling, acknowledge it and call it what it is, and move through it by telling yourself that you do deserve good things, that you've worked really hard and you've earned the success that you're getting. And it's not just to gloat about it, but it's to be an example to others and let them know what is possible. So you are that beacon of light, not only for yourself, for your internal self-worth, but to others. So I hope that we can navigate through this together as we continue to grow and accomplish different things. I appreciate you, whoever you are, for taking the time to watch this. I watch it back so I can speak into myself. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.